Are you thinking of selling your home in 2021? Well, then this video is for you because we're talking the top tips you need to know when selling your home. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Aaron Bowman and my team and I sell real estate right here in Connecticut. So if you're looking to buy, sell, rent, or invest, you are in the right spot. And like I said, the opening of this video, we're talking about tips you need to know when selling your home in 2021. Now, before we jump into it, do have to apologize. It's been a minute since I've released a video. Things in my life have been very crazy, the team, real estate. So that's kind of why you haven't seen anything posted lately, but we are going to start getting back into a regular scheduled program here because there's a lot of information I need to get out, and I want to make sure that you all watching this know that information when it comes to buying, selling, renting, or investing. So let's jump into today's topic, and this is going to be a little bit more in depth. Well, not too much more in depth, but it's going to be outside of the typical. You need to make sure you have good curb appeal. You need to make sure your home is clean, decluttered, deodorized. Make sure you do updates to your house if you haven't updated it since the 70s. Make sure that you have a garage when the door opens, stuff doesn't fall on top of you. You want to make sure you have good marketing and print and those sort of things. This is going to go a little bit more about numbers, so you have an idea of what the market is, where it's going, where it's been, and that's going to help you really understand where you need to price your home when putting it on the market. So first things first, let's talk about a balanced market. Balanced market, pretty simple. What we're going to be looking at is the data from the previous month. So if there is only 2.6 months worth of supply to 4 months worth of supply, that's going to be a balanced market for here in Connecticut. So that means it's neither a seller nor buyer's market. Now, anything less than 2.6 months worth of inventory is what we're going to consider a seller's market here in Connecticut. Now, if you have friends or anybody that you know have listed their home recently, you know currently we're in a seller's market. So homes have been going extremely fast. People have been moving out of major cities and coming to more of a rural area, especially here in Connecticut. We're kind of in between Boston and New York, so a lot of people have left those areas and come here. So right now, currently, we are in what you would consider a seller's market here in Connecticut. So again, that's a balanced market is 2.6 months worth of inventory to 4 months of inventory, neither buyer or seller market. A seller's market is when there's 2.6 months or less. So that means a buyer's market would be 4 months or more. So if there's 4 months or more worth of inventory in the market, that means that as a buyer, you're in a pretty good position as far as wheeling and dealing and maybe getting some discounts and the property that you really want, as opposed to right now where a house comes on the market and it's sold pretty quickly. So based on these numbers, you can see that if it's 4 months of more worth of inventory, we are then in a buyer's market. And we haven't seen that for a while. Things have been a seller's market for a little while, which is good, especially if you're a homeowner thinking of selling right now, because you're going to get more money for your house than you would a few years ago. Now, the benefits of a buyer's market is really for the buyers. They're going to be able to pick and choose what homes they want. They can be a little bit more picky. They can be a little bit more I guess not more, but less forgiving on things that the house should have updated as opposed to things that aren't updated. So, basically the way I like to put it is if you're in a buyer's market and you have two neighbors that are selling basically the same house because it was built by the same contractor and one was updated a year ago and one hasn't been updated since the 80s, the person is going to get maybe a little bit more money in a buyer's market for the house that's been updated, and it's going to sell a little bit quicker because of the fact that there are so many houses on the market. Your house really needs to stand out. So now that we kind of know what a balanced market is, what a seller's market is, what a buyer's market is, we want to kind of look at some of the data that's going on right now here in Connecticut. The median price range home in Connecticut in July was $336,000. That went down in August to $325,000, or about $11,000 difference. Now, when it comes to sales, there's about 5,294 sales in August, and days on market went from 16 days in July to 20 days in August. So you can start to see that there's a few more days on market. Prices are starting to drop a little bit. The next thing we want to take a look at, and this is the number we really want to focus on, is the supply. And currently, or I should say last month, there was 2.4 months worth of inventory throughout the whole state of Connecticut. So based on that number, we should say we're still in a seller's market. However, based on the other numbers we're seeing, days on market, price point going down, I think we're going to see that number go up in September, which is going to put us more into a balanced market. And then if it goes above that 4 months worth of inventory, then we're back into a buyer's market. And I think that's what a lot of investors are waiting for right now. A lot of home buyers or potential home buyers is they're sticking it out in the rentals because they maybe dabbled in buying a house and they got beat out multiple times. So they're like, you know what, we're just going to stay in our rental till the market changes. Now, I don't think it's going to change overnight, but I think in the next couple months, you're going to see us going from a seller's market to more of a balanced market. And then maybe the beginning of 2022, summer of 2022, you're going to see it start to become more of a buyer's market. It's really important when you're coming to put your home on the market that you understand what market you're listing your home in, because it's going to change how you sell your home based on that market. So one of the big things you want to make sure is, like this last year and a half, last 2 years, homes sold very quickly. You didn't have to do a ton of advertising. Heck, sometimes I put a house in the market and I wouldn't even have a chance to do an open house because we'd already have multiple offers. So now that we're going more into a balanced market, you want to sure you meet with your realtor or whoever you're going to be interviewing and see how they're going to market during a balanced market or even a buyer's market as the market's going to start changing. And a lot of things to be looking for is their social media. How do they advertise online? Because I used to say 90% of home searches start online. I'm just going to go out there and say 100% of home searches start online. I don't think anybody drives around looking for a house anymore or looking in the Sunday paper. So that being said, you want to make sure your agent has a good profile on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like you're watching us here. But you want to make sure that they can reach and they have a digital way of marketing your property, especially as the market starts to turn and people aren't knocking down your door to get in to see properties because it's turning more into a balanced market or into a buyer's market. We're coming out of the seller's market. So that's very important. You want to make sure they have a good online presence. And one thing I would always say is take a look at their personal Facebook page, take a look at their business Facebook page, take a look at their YouTube channel if they have it, see when the last time they posted, see what other community boards they're in, because that's how you're going to get a lot of your pre-marketing done for your property. And pre-marketing is very important. So, as the market changes, you might see more coming soon start hitting the market. That allows the agent to really market that property, to get it in front of as many buyers as possible. So when they have that first open house, you're getting 30 plus people through. And that's very important. That's going to help build interest in your property. It's hopefully going to start a bidding war, even though we are in a balanced market or going into a balanced market. And it's going to get you the most possible money for your home. Now, don't get me wrong. Anybody can list a home. There's thousands of agents out there. They can all list a home, throw it up on the MLS, and, hope to God that it sells. We used to call it putting a sign on the ground, putting it on the MLS, and praying that it sells, the 3 Ps. But having an agent that really knows how to market using technology that we have available today, whether it's 360 tours, video walkthroughs, drone footage, high def photos, that sort of thing. Also, selling the community is another big thing that we do here at the Bowman Realty team, brokered by eXp Realty. So those are some of the things you need to look for when talking to an agent if you're thinking of selling your home as the market starts to change or while in the middle of a change during the market. So if you want to know what questions to actually ask the agent, just leave a comment down below and I'd be more than happy to comment and let you know what questions you need to be asking the agent that you're interviewing. Well, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and man, am I glad to be back here. It was so great seeing all of you. Peace, and I'll see you on the next video.